What's up guys, this is Mike Loris and I'm going to be casting for you game number 2 between Fnatic and 3D on the Radiant and Dire respectively. Let's just close that. You didn't see a single thing. Game 1 did go to 3D with the very efficient use of a Storm Spirit. Was all over Hani's ass. So we're going to see if Fnatic can make some appropriate gameplay changes. Bans looking fairly normal. Usually Gyrocopter isn't worthy of that first ban slot. However, considering the fact that he is often first picked, well, you might actually put him in that first ban slot. Why not? Batrider, Nyx, as well as the Wisp. Those are really go-to heroes to ban. Fnatic is going to open up with that Keeper of the Light. Caused them a couple of problems in the last game. Just the amount of nukage that came out from him. Destroyed their Undying, destroyed the Visage. And, well, Keeper of the Light just kept on doing it, so Keeper of the Light this time is going to remain with the Radiant. They're also going to pick up the Life Stealer and the Shadow Demon. Kind of taking a different route from the route that 3D took last game, with picking up the Keeper of the Light as well as the Phantom Lancer right off the bat. Of course, this lane is still a pretty vicious kill lane. Shadow Demon, Life Stealer, as well as Keeper of the Light, assuming they all go together, going to mean a lot of setup and a lot of damage. Keeper of the Light is going to have a very easy time landing that Illuminate with that Disruption plus the Open Wounds. That's more than enough time for Keeper to charge that cannon and blast it. Even if it is Anti-Mage, I want to say. If the timing is right on the Keeper of the Light. It definitely doesn't have as much synergy as Keeper Phantom Lancer. You don't have any spammable spells to cast out. I guess for Shadow Demon goes for some Shadow Poison. That could be a combo that will work decently well. But definitely not as strong synergy, but it's all about protecting that Life Stealer. And these two heroes, two support heroes, are definitely more than capable of doing that. 3D, on the other hand, going to go for the Darkseer, Rubik, as well as the Anti-Mage. So getting a lot of that control so far. Darkseer and Rubik able to manipulate people, move them all over the place. And Anti-Mage is going to be the farmer for 3D. Going up against the Life Stealer, he will have a decent time. That Blink is going to make sure the Life Stealer isn't able to get on his ass and stay on his ass. And he sees Fnatic banning out some more mid heroes as well as that Venomancer, Storm Spirit, and Queen of Pain, both very, very mobile heroes. They don't want to have all this mobility on 3D because 3D, they already have the Darkseer as well as the Anti-Mage. The more mobility you put against the Life Stealer, the tougher time the Life Stealer will have. Combine that with the fact that Storm Spirit was a huge, huge thorn for Fnatic last game. And that just means you gotta ban that hero out. 3D, on the other hand, gonna ban out the Leshrac, eliminating any possibility for a Shadow Demon Leshrac combo, as well as getting rid of that Magnus, as well as the Invoker of all people, actually. Invoker is not very popular as of late. Huge weakness is that he needs to get a solo lane, and if you put him mid, he struggles to control the runes. You could put him in a side lane, safe lane solo, then run an aggressive tri lane. Regardless, he's not going to be in this game. The Magnus ban, eliminating that very, very strong Magnus Life Stealer combo. You invest into the Magnus, skewers in, get the Empower on the Life Stealer, and then everything dies. Except for maybe the Anti-Mage, who has enough time to blink out, but yeah, everyone else dies then. So now Fnatic just looking to solidify some of their lanes. I do want to say that this is going to be just a tri lane for Fnatic. Whether or not they can run this aggressively, well, I do believe they can. Because on the other end of this Anti-Mage, and Anti-Mage is fairly useless in a tri-lane. He does some pretty good right-click damage with that mana break. He's pretty survivable with Blink. But Life Stealer with that Open Wounds, adding another form of crowd control, just way too overwhelming. It's going to be Fnatic picking up a Nature's Prophet. So I do think the next pick is going to be Fnatic picking up a mid hero. In 3D, have yet to pick up a mid hero of their own. They do have Rubik and Darkseer, but those heroes aren't exactly known for going mid. Especially since 3D picked up the Earthshaker as well as the Rubik. That is a very solid stunning combination. Will allow for Anti-Mage to get a lot of safety. And it's going to be an instant Pugna pick from 3D. Another form of kind of mobility, semi-mobility. Get a mobile Ghost Scepter going on. Make sure that Life Stealer is going to struggle as much as he can. And Fnatic gonna cap off their lineup with the Beastmaster. So they want that stun. They need that stun. It's really, what else are you gonna use to lock down that Anti-Mage? If you don't have a single stun, Well, they do have the Shadow Demon, so that's a little bit of a setup. But until like the Life Stealer gets a basher or something like that, then the Anti-Mage is going to simply blink away. So Fnatic desperately needing some sort of crowd control, going to pick it up with the Beastmaster. And if you want to stun, then well, Primal Roar is it's a pretty good stun. It's decent. So Beastmaster is going to be played by Hani. No Tail is going to be supporting with Shadow Demon, as is Fly on the Keeper of the Light. Ira once again on the Life Stealer. That is going to leave Trixie on that Keeper of the Light. Like, what? On that Nature's Prophet. What the hell am I talking about? This is not Keeper of the Light right here. This is a Nature's Prophet. And he already has Ring of Basilius as well as a Clarity stack of Clarities. Usually that does signify that he is going to jungle. So it might be that Fnatic are just going to abandon this top lane completely. It could be a little bit dangerous, because on the 3D side we have Sharfik on the Pugna, Lolik on the Darkseer, Dread supporting as the Earthshaker with Solo on the Rubik, and Nexus is going to be farming this top lane. And 3D, they are making no such movement to go to that top lane, unless they want to lane a kind of weird Shadow Demon. No, Shadow Demon's decked out for support as well. It looks like it's just going to be a solo lane Beastmaster with a jungle Nature's Prophet. So yeah, top lane is going to have no one from Fnatic. They're putting a lot of stock into this Lifestealer being able to outcarry this Anti-Mage, and well, that's very dangerous. You never really want to give an Anti-Mage free farm. Fair enough, Beastmaster does need level 6 before they can actually do anything to stop the Anti-Mage, but the passive harassment, I feel, of Shadow Demon, Keeper of the Light should be enough to keep this Anti-Mage back. But, you know, fair enough, 3D, they're going to abandon the bot lane as well. So it's going to be a race to see who can get more farm. Lifestealer is going to be getting that Hand of Midas as fast as he possibly can, whereas the Anti-Mage is going to be rushing up the Battle Fury. We'll see which farm item reigns supreme. Now these two support heroes on either end really put in a little bit of an awkward situation, because really what are they going to do? I can answer that. Solo is going to pressure the mid lane just a little bit, using those illusions, try to get a little bit of free damage at the Hani. He's going to try to go for his bottle. Sharfik is going for a quick bottle as well. In this lane there's going to be spam galore. With Rubik constantly hovering around, he'll be able to make something happen on Hani if he gets a little bit too out of position. Great thing for 3D though is that they do have a Darkseer. Not the strongest of jungle heroes, but he could do something in the jungle. On the other side we have No Tail, as well as Fly. Not doing all that much, especially No Tail. Kind of just walking around, setting up for that mid pull. It's going to be fantastic for Hani. He is up against that Pugna who has the range advantage and quite a lot of base damage as well. Actually not more than the Beastmaster. 3 stats, huh. Well, Pugna will have a little bit more, having the highest int growth in the game. I suppose just not at level 1. Dread and Solo. They're also kind of being a little bit useless, just doing a little bit of pulling. When there's absolutely no one in the lane opposite of you, having 2 support heroes there is kind of overkill. They're going to try to get as much as they can, as is Lolik. Going to try to pull out this lane. It's going to be close. It's going to work. Should work. Doesn't work. Never mind. But he's going to stack that up. Try to get as many Iron Shells as he can. Trixie, on the other hand, is jungling Nature's Prophet. So this game, with top side being held by the Dire, bottom side being held by the Radiant, is going to mean that there is going to be very, very little happening as far as the farm goes. And I don't expect that to change unless Solo gets a little bit out of position. He's going to find No Tail, and No Tail does have Disruption. Is he going to get it off? There's the Disruption. Hani popping off Haste Rune, as well as the Bottle Charge for some axes. Telekinesis is going to stun No Tail, however, and Hani still going to do some heavy damage to Solo. Teleportation coming in is going to be Trixie. Does he have Sprout? No, he does not, but it doesn't matter. Rubik already taking some tower shots. He's going to go down. Sharfik also in a little bit of danger. And Hani trying to get in the lead, try to kill off that courier. It's not going to be enough, though. The axes won't work. But regardless, it is 1 kill. Rubik getting a little bit aggressive to put down this counter ward, and is going to block that easy camp. He knew that the Shadow Demon on the other end was using that for a mid pull. However, giving up your life for a couple of minutes of anti-pull, not exactly sure if that's worth it. Who actually picked up that kill? I think it was a general kill. So no one actually got the dedicated gold. Yeah, so gold for everyone. Cost of a support Rubik's life. Dread and Nexus actually pushing this top lane very aggressively. They do have a catapult incoming, or they should. Yes, there it is. It's going to force Keeper onto this top lane. And I say force. Fly is going to be delighted to get this top lane. That is a lot of good gold and experience to be had for him. He was getting very little done in the jungle, so this keeper now has a use for his team. Going to keep charging up those cannon blasts. Got to watch out, though. If he gets hit by a Fissure, a blink in from an anti-mage, just a couple of swipes, and that's going to be the death of the keeper. Only 511 hit points on him. And 3D could tear through that like nobody's business. Anti-mage still farming 1400 gold. That's his first sword if he wants it. Era, on the other hand, 1400 gold as well. So both these heroes neck and neck as far as the farm goes. 27 CS versus the 27 CS. So good work from these carries, really farming it up. Rune of the bot is going to be an illusion. Trixie's going to teleport down there to protect Hani to get it. He's going to... Oh, sharing is caring. Good work. Oh, he's actually not going to... Ooh, very... Oh, wait, no, he did. What? Okay, that was just me missing the bottle transfer, I suppose. But No Tail constantly doing the pulling, even... Wow, doing the double pull. Not exactly the easiest thing to do in this mid lane. No Tail is making it work, getting himself a solid income of experience and gold. Beastmaster is approaching that level 6 mark. Once he hits that, he will most likely either move around for a kill or try to get a kill on this Pugna. We already see Flying No Tail setting up for it. They know that Hani's almost at that level 6, but at the same time, 3D smoked up. They're going to go for this as well. Dread is going to land the Fissure. Hani, you are walled off, sir, but if Defensive Disruption is going to save him, at least for the moment, Hani going to throw some axes, and Solo takes some heavy damage from that Coddle Blast as well. Solo is taking a lot of damage. Shadow Poison on him. Trixie can teleport in for one Sprout, 1 hit, 2 hit, and Solo's going to go down for the second time. Trixie taking a stun and another blast onto 3. Sharvik doing some heavy damage, but a Keeper Blast doing even more damage. Shadow Demon picked up that kill. Now Dread on the run. Axes flying through, weakening Dread even more. Fly is going to try to get in for range for something. A couple more right clicks, maybe a Coddle Blast. No, Dread goes to the left instead of the right. That is going to be it. But 3D losing the Pugna, losing the Rubik for the second time. These are very soft heroes. Both of them low strength growth, only like 20, 24, 25 strength on each of them. And when there is a Keeper of the Light Blast plus a maxed out or almost maxed out set of Wild Axes on the other end. It's a lot of pain there. Hani with the Roar, looking to make something happen on Nexus, but a blink away is going to save him. So now we got to keep our eyes on this Beastmaster, because he has the Roar and he wants to use it, especially against this Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage already does have that Ring of Health. We do have Lolik on this bot lane after picking up that Soul Ring. However, Era is level 7. He does have the Hand of Midas, so he could bully out the Darkseer out of the lane with relative ease. Hani can open up the Roar on Sharvik. Here comes the Cannon Blast. The Fissure is going to force that out prematurely, but I'm sure Fly will be okay with that because Sharvik is deader than dead. The weakness of Pugna is that he is fragile. You just look at him, he's skinny as hell. He's literally just bones. And although he's a great hero if you're on the offensive or if you're playing an organized team fight, if he gets ganked up, he is in for a world of hurt. Saw that twice already. Taking 2 deaths on the Pugna mid. He's slowly dropping behind this Beastmaster. He's holding strong into this lane. Another 45 seconds before the Roar is up. And I expect every time this Primal Roar is up, and then a little bit more on the cooldown, so 80-second cooldown. I'd say every 100 seconds there should be Fnatic looking for a kill, because they want to use this Roar. This Beastmaster is a lot more valuable for Fnatic for setting up kills than the Pugna. And yes, there is a Decrepify, but that's not going to help him because he is going to get cursed up. Disruption as well. Axe is going to fly through, plus the Coddle Blast. Sharvik burning all stick charges, and he's trying to drain out No Tail, but he's not going to do it. The Nature's Prophet ultimate bounces through. Solo is going to levitate Hani as well as the Fissure to support. And Solo is going to live this time, perhaps. Beautiful Fissure actually trapping Hani in between a rock and a hard place. This Coddle Blast, not enough, but here comes Nature's Prophet. One more tap, and Solo's going to go down. Good teleportation coming in from Trixie, making sure that no one escapes that fight. Even Nature's Prophet, does he have a Hand of Midas flying out to him? Yes, he does. So Fnatic investing a lot more for the late game, but they're also getting a lot more in the early game. They're using the gold that they're getting not to push an early advantage, but to push a late game advantage. You can see that from the Lifestealer, from the Nature's Prophet, whose ultimate finished off the last of the Pugna's HP before anything could... before the drain could drain out the Shadow Demon. Nexus is still farming on the top side, however. Does have one of his rings, and Solo in a little bit of trouble. He's going to take a Roar. Fissure's going to fly through. No Tail a little bit far away. He's going to survive 30 HP through that drain. Hani on the chase for Solo. He's going to follow him 5 seconds. Throw the axes. The Coddle Blast is going to fly out. Miss onto Solo, but it should not matter. Hani is going to throw the axes. Solo trying to juke it out. Not going to matter. Trixie's going to teleport in here as well, but here comes Sharfik once again for Fly, doing heavy damage with that blast. Dread is out of mana, however. Anti-Mage is going to pop Nature's Prophet. Axe is going to fly through once more. Sharfik has got to watch out. A couple right clicks plus no-tail support, but a Drain is going to keep Sharfik alive at the same time. Kill the Shadow Demon, and Darkseer is going to pick up Lifesteal on the bot end. In the meantime, Anti-Mage blinking forward. Going to get himself one kill. Nature's Prophet, though, not to be denied. And Hani is going to buy back. Did he buy back or did he die? I think he bought back. Dread slowed down by the boar. Out of mana, however, so he's going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. That is going to be an okay, though. No, he actually didn't die. Thought he got picked off. But either way, 3D, they got their Anti-Mage a couple kills, traded a couple kills. Sharfik definitely not having a great time, but using that life drain to save himself, buying himself as much time as possible with these supports. But 9-5 is still the advantage for Fnatic, although 3D with that fight pulled it back just a little bit. Anti-Mage got a couple of very important kills, 2 in fact. And at the same time, the bot lane, Lola getting a solo kill onto Ira. That should not have happened. I guess Infest was down or something like that. Well, I guess Ion Shells do a lot of damage. Lifestealer's got to be careful now, and that kill meant more than Era losing gold and Lola gaining gold. That kill meant Era is now a little bit more scared about this lane. Ion Shell's doing heavy damage to him. But Era's going to be forced to play a little bit more cautiously. He knows that Lola is more than capable of killing him, so he's going to not be as confident in his farm. I'm sure Armlet is probably going to be the next goal for Lifestealer. He's going to continue to farm an Anti-Mage, though. 10-minute Battle Fury. Very, very nice. Hani with a double damage rune. Going to find Solo. Surprise! It's Beastmaster. Those are Boots of Travel plus a Hawk combination. Beastmaster is going to be incredibly mobile now. Like I said before, every 100 seconds they're going to look for a kill. Now it's probably going to be every 70 seconds. They're going to wait a little bit and set it up, even go prematurely, because they know this Beastmaster has the mobility swing as well with the boar to make kills happen. Hani, though, might be in a little trouble. Fisher going to fly out. Sharfik going to unleash hell on him with that drain, but his disruption is going to save him, at least for the moment. Echo Slam was dropped. Hani going to live at just a sliver of HP, 30 HP once again. Nature's Prophet ultimate going to bounce through, going to do heavy damage to Dread as well as Pugna going down. Rubik as well. And Dread is going to get his wounds opened up, and Shadow Demon is going to pick up that kill. Double kill for No Tail. And all that setup for 3D denied by a fantastic disruption from No Tail, saving that Beastmaster's life. I think he even popped off a smoke, even though it didn't really do anything. Trying to dodge some hits or something. That doesn't work like that. Actually, it does work like that, but it didn't work like that. And 3D dropping their 2 supports, and Pugna, who isn't supposed to be played as a support necessarily. He's meant to get some farm, meant to do a lot of damage. But he's just getting bombed every single fight. Teleportation coming in. It's going to be Nexus taking a face full of horses. You never want to take a face full of horses. What he has to do right now is farm, but Hani Boots traveling to his Hawk. That's going to be a Roar. The only stun that Fnatic have, and that's going to be used to kill the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage should not have been there in the first place. He needed to find some place safe to farm, and, well, the entire Fnatic side probably isn't the best place to farm. Oh, they're just going to dive straight in. Shadow Poison seeking out a target. Soul's going to teleport out. He's going to get disrupted, however. Open wounds onto Dread, going to do some heavy damage to him, but it's going to be Solo who's trapped in the middle of everything. Telekinesis onto No Tail, going to throw him back. Possibly save Solo. No, the Shadow Poison is enough. Era, in the meantime, chasing down Dread, but also Sharfik draining out what looks like the Nature's Prophet. Going to get a blast on the Shadow Demon. He's going to take him down, but Hani, with that boar slow, plus the Wild Axes, is going to pick up yet another kill. Shadow Demon, the only one to fall for Fnatic. Era, did he pick up the Earthshaker? No, he was forced to give up the chase. They got the Tier 1 tower. A Tier 1 tower dive. Very, very bold from Fnatic, but they knew that they had a lot more power than 3D right now. Because once again, the Anti-Mage really, at this point, only good for his ultimate. He's way too soft. 720 HP. One Roar, and he's bacon bits. Now Hani, 15 seconds off from his cooldown. From his Roar cooldown, sorry. He does have a Hawk in position, and it is stalking the Darkseer. Wait for this teleportation to come in. 5 seconds. No, he actually doesn't see anyone anymore. Maybe possibly Solo, although teleporting so close to the Tier 2 can be risky. Gotta keep an eye on this Hawk, however, because this Hawk represents the Beastmaster. Trixie, unfortunately, will not be able to help. Oh, now they see Solo. Here comes the teleportation. Not looking good for you, Solo. Bird revealing off There's the roar. There's the axe as well. The pig is going to slow him down, but the Fisher might be enough. Telekinesis onto Hani as well. No, it's not with the Urn Charge. Beastmaster with the Boots of Travel going to close in. Finish off that Rubik with one more swipe. That is a terrifying sight. An angry Beastmaster. If you're a little mage like Rubik, I'd be scared. So Fnatic using this Beastmaster to hold down the early game. Despite the fact that 3D picked up a Pugna, picked up an Earthshaker as well as Rubik, their early game is kind of suffering. Sharfik going to finally be able to use his blast against the tower. He's going to take down this tower with a couple blasts. There you go, Pugna. Oh, even a fortification being used. Fnatic, a little bit of mistiming there. But they're so far ahead at this point. I don't know, does it really matter if they use the fortification? But they're going to... I don't even think they're going to need it in another 5 minutes. In another 5 minutes, Beastmaster's probably going to get another 2 kills. Stack up a whole load of Urn Charges. Keep the aggression on. The aggression to not only stop the anti-mage, but also buy room for Ira. He's farming happily on the top lane, no contesting whatsoever. You can see these wards from Fnatic being absolutely instrumental with their aggression. This Hawk is ready to go, and 3 seconds in, No Tail smoked up. They know where Nexus is. Here's the Boots of Travel. And Nexus, you got to leave right now, man. Hani's going to open up with the roar. No! A quick blink away from Nexus. Hani taking a little bit more time than he should have. It means the anti-mage is going to get alive. A roar would have been a dent anti-mage, 100%. Using those Boots of Travel, but it's not no big deal. A minute cooldown, he's going to be fine. Of course, the minute cooldown does coincide pretty decently with Primal Roar, so he would have liked to use that. But I'm sure he's okay with just pushing out this top tower. 2 points of Inner Beast, giving Ira a whole lot of bonus attack speed. This tower is going to be dropped very, very shortly. Hani with the axes clearing out the creep wave. Do have Sharfik moving up here, as well as a couple support heroes. Dread is going up there as well. Does have his Echo Slam primed and ready. Teleportation coming in. It is going to be the Darkseer. Lilith looking for a vacuum, looking for a surge, anything. But it's not going to be in time because we see Dread in a little bit of trouble. Coddle Blast is going to fly through with that amplification from No Tail. One more Shadow Poison stack will get a kill. Sharfik going to get a blast, but take a roar from the Beastmaster. Once again, vacuuming back Hani and No Tail. We do have teleportation coming in from Trixie, going to get a Sprout for Sharfik to be in the Arena of Death. And Lolik trying to run away with that Surge, but it's not going to be enough. The right clicks plus the stacks of Shadow Poison from No Tail. And 3 dropped from 3D. I think one more dropped somewhere else. 3 people dropped. Earthshaker dropped. Age Prophet. No. Okay. Thought I missed a kill for some reason. No. Tower is going to be finalized with on the back of those 3 kills. Ira getting more and more gold. And Trixie, what's he looking at? He does have a Claymore, so that's going to be a Shadow Blade for Nature's Prophet. The ganking from Fnatic is going to be vicious. At a certain point, Ira could even pop himself into Hani, pop himself into his Hawk, pop himself into Nature's Prophet. So really, Fnatic keeping the global presence going. With Trixie as well as the boosted travel rush on the Beastmaster, this global is going to be, is already pretty sick. But it's going to become even sicker once Ira decides to invest into someone else, and once Keeper of the Light starts to use the recall very liberally. Lolik going to try to get himself in, but he's going to get Demonic Purge. A couple stacks of that Shadow Poison is going to weaken him severely. Looks like everyone from Fnatic is going to fall back. They see Sharfik out. The Shadow Poison still stacking. 4 stacks onto Lolik. That's a huge amount of damage. You do not want to get stacked up by maxed out Shadow Poison like that. Lolik is going to take right clicks until he dies. Trixie on the chase. No, it's not going to be enough. One more Shadow Poison will do it, actually. Sharfik trying to drain out the Shadow Demon, but it's not going to be enough. It's Urn Charge onto Solo, as Nexus is also very, very weakened already. Coddle Blast flying through onto everyone. Dread trying to kill Fly, but he gets disrupted, and now he's only at a sliver of HP. There he goes. Trixie with one more right click. And another 3 drop for 3D. No one dropping. No, I'm sorry. 1 dropping as No Tail gets the Mana Void from the Anti-Mage. Nexus is going to make out like a bandit, but I don't know. 1 support kill in exchange for those 3. 3D definitely hurting right now. And Fnatic going to constantly pour on the pressure. Beastmaster looking to use that roar even more efficiently with that Scepter that's going to go up. Ira going to try to kill Sharfik. Nature's Prophet ultimate bouncing through, but that disruption, that ethereal form will save him. It looks like Solo, maybe not so much. He does have open wounds, which is a crippling slow. Teleportation coming in is going to be the Earthshaker, I'm sorry. And it's all muddled up. Dread looking for a stun, but he's got to watch out because there are a lot of Fnatic heroes here. Even more that could come in teleportation for support. Looks like that's going to be it, in fact. 3D do hold their tier 2 tower, but the Hawk is alive. Beastmaster's ready to go. It's going to be No Tail who's in a little bit of trouble. There's the Surge onto Dread. Fissure. Fissure. No, Blinding Light is going to push the Fissure out of position. Very good use of that Blinding Light by Fly. Obviously, he just wanted to push the Earthshaker back, but hell, he got a little bit more out of that. And now Hani and Ira on the top side with that level 3 on the Aura. They're going to push down the tier 2 tower. All the while, Nexus farming. He does have a Yasha. Manta Style is in the works for him. Not too far away from it either. The thing is, the rest of his team doesn't really have anything. Pugna has no mech. Rubik has nothing. Earthshaker has nothing. Darkseer has a hood. But that pipe is a long way off. Meantime, Keeper already does have a mech done. Shadow Demon even building a little bit of bulk. Era, of course, is getting stacked, and Nature's Prophet also getting stacked, and Beastmaster is well on his way to his Aghanim Scepter. If he pops a Hawk right now, he's going to see Nexus. That is going to be a for sure kill. Yes, there's the Hawk. Roar and Axes should be enough. Hani, Roar. No, actually, the bird went the other way, so he didn't see him. Man, if he just dropped that bird like 3 inches southwards, that would have been a dead anti-mage. So you can see how far ahead Fnatic is. Through the numbers, that says one thing. But the fact that Ira is farming where the tier 2 tower of 3D used to be, that says an entirely similar thing. It says the same thing, but stronger. That was possibly the worst way I could have worded that. Just the confidence that Ira has that he could not only farm that far, but either fight his way out, infest his way out, or get some global support if he gets in trouble. And the global support is vast. Trixie, Teleportation, Beastmaster, Boots of Travel, Hawk, Keeper the Light Recall. Fnatic are going to be so incredibly mobile. And 3D, their heroes really aren't prepared for that. Their heroes are very soft. They can do a lot of damage from a distance if they keep their spacing. But if you get right in their faces, they're going to crumble. Really, the Darkseer as well as the Anti-Mage are the only heroes that are not like that. But the fact that they're both still fairly soft means that even if you get into their faces, their escape mechanisms won't count for much. No Tail as well as Fly, just doing a little bit of warding. They do see one target in that mid lane, that Earthshaker. Not exactly the target that they want. They want the Anti-Mage. They have the Roar primed and ready. But everyone from 3D is going to converge. And Fnatic, they do not have the Keeper with them right now. Where is Ira actually? He is in the Hawk. This is just such a cute combo. Question is, will it work? This Hawk is going to hold possibly 2 heroes inside of it with the Boots of Travel on Hani, but Hani is here regardless. Axes to Fly, Nature's Prophet ultimate bouncing through. Even more global presence, and Ira giving up on that Hawk. 23 for 8, 3D. They're putting a lot of hope into Nexus. Does have a Manta Style up. Now he's probably going to look towards a little bit of bulk. He has a lot of damage. But if he gets roared, that's going to be it. Even the stunning support from 3D isn't going to be enough. Especially with Ira, with that Rage. And now a Desolator. He could tear through that Anti-Mage if he gets close enough. Pretty big if. It depends on the Beastmaster initiation. But Beastmaster has proved himself to be quite capable of initiating. So I'm sure Fnatic will be okay with making that gamble. Fortification going to slow down this backdoor. So even going to delay it permanently. Or, for the next 1 minute. Because Fnatic are just going to make a simple, straightforward, straight push. Sentry wards, not in range. Actually, Shadow Poison might have spotted out that smoke. I'm not sure. But either way, they do see the Nature's Prophet on the top side. And Nexus wants a double life. If you can't build bulk right away, hey, just double your life through an Aegis. Dread is smoked up, looking to use some Fissures defensively. Lolik is there as well. Level 1 on that wall of Replica. The Lifestealer clone will do some pretty heavy damage. Everyone else will be tanky and valuable as well. But it looks like Fnatic, they are well aware of the Shadow Poison. Flying out, going to tag Sharfik as well as Dread. But the Roshan is already dead. Doesn't matter, no tail. Taking a Fissure. Cauda Blast going to fly through as well as the Nature's Prophet. Do heavy damage to Nexus. 1 point in that spell shield, not quite enough. He's going to take a Demonic Purge, 2 stacks of Shadow Poison as well. Here's Teleportation coming in from Trixie. He doesn't have any Hex. He's going to instead find Lolik. Era can open up on with the open wounds onto Lolik. But it actually doesn't matter because Surge is pretty darn good. Where's the Beastmaster? They really needed that Roar. Once again, Fnatic's lack of CC, or hard stuns, might be their weakness in this upcoming fight. But if they get the Roar on the right person, that could be devastating. No Tail searching out with that Shadow Poison, being very, very aggressive. Here comes Hani, though. Hani looking for a roar, but everyone from 3D already falling back. Trixie's going to teleport forward, but Lolik still does have that Quelling Blade from a while ago. Another Cuddle Blast going to line up onto 3. No Tail's going to take a Fissure, however. Nexus is going to blink straight in. No Tail's going to get drained out. And Era, in the middle of everything, is going to already pick off the Darkseer. Era trying to kill off that Anti-Mage, and Nexus is trying to chase down anyone who can. Hani already has used that Roar. Anti-Mage is going to blink out a sliver of HP. The Earn Charge should not be enough to bring him down. He has an Aegis regardless. And finally, a good trade for 3D. But no, it's not even a good trade. It's an even trade numerically. But Shadow Demon in exchange for Darkseer, that's not what you want to have happen. Darkseer is 3D's, or it's one of 3D's most stacked heroes. I mean, just barely, but still. Whereas Shadow Demon is building pure bulk. He's just sacrificing himself as a support hero. So 3D, they're just falling further and further behind as the XP earned breaches that 10k mark, gold earned well above the 12k mark. And Gem now up on Hani. He's going to be maintaining the map control. Although Fnatic, they've already maintained map control. They've had wards in the enemy jungle for like 10 minutes now. Nexus going to get initiated upon by Trixie, although they need to open up with a Roar. Where's the Roar? Not for another 10 seconds. Oh, the Catapult is there, spotting out No Tail. No, you don't want to reveal everyone. Doesn't matter because the Anti-Mage is already going to piece out of there. So the gank unsuccessful. Little bit of a mistiming with that Roar cooldown. And now 3D going to try to take themselves a tier 1 tower. Blinding Light going to slow that down, and the fortification as well. Nature's Prophet still on that top side, knowing you teleport in at a moment's notice. 3 points in that Wrath of Nature does a ton of damage. Rubik does have 2 points in that Null Field, but it's not going to be enough. So many members of his team have low HP. And No Tail with a very, very good Observer Ward. He's going to spot out Nexus, so he knows what's going on. Even tagging him with a point of Shadow Poison. That's going to reveal everyone, actually. Nature's Prophet ultimate bouncing through, doing heavy damage. Fnatic, they're on the chase. Here comes the Hawk. Wait for the boots to travel. But it looks like that's not actually going to happen. Everyone's teleporting out. Nexus is a viable target, but he does have that Aegis. Hawk is going to spot out Sharfik as well as Solo. All the while, Trixie pushing out that top lane. Going to go for that ultimate orb. Does have enough gold to buy up that Hex. And Fnatic, they don't really need the Hex quite yet. Anti-Mage isn't the hugest of problems. But he does have a good amount of gold per minute. He's a fairly large threat. And that Hex is going to be a secondary stun. And by secondary stun, I mean literally the second stun they have in order to shut that hero down. So once that comes up, Nexus has got to be careful. Now with one tag of Shadow Poison completely revealed, he's forced off that Ancient stack. Fnatic going to camp on the spot lane, most of them. Trixie going to wait for his Sheep Stick and then possibly head towards the top lane once again. Because 3D, they need all 5 to defend this. They have a good deal of spell damage. Is there a pipe in the works? No, there's not. They have a good deal of spell damage, but everyone on Fnatic decently tanky. Even with the Echo Slam, even with the Blast, they can still survive because they do have the Mech, they do have Disruption, and Lifestealer, of course, has Rage. Yes, Trixie did teleport up to that top lane. I think he did manage to hide the fact that he has Scythe of Eyes. He's going to want to hopefully surprise 3D with that. But more specifically, he's going to surprise Nexus with that. Because only one Roar isn't going to be enough to kill this Anti-Mage when he has an Aegis. Which, by the way, is going to time out in about a minute and a half. So now with the Roar and a Hex, Fnatic do have the tools necessary to actually kill the Anti-Mage if they could bring it all together. Nexus on the chase. Trixie going to pop out that Shadow Blade. Not going to risk a fight right now, although the Hawk is in position. Greater Hawk. Gonna spot out the Anti-Mage, not going to make a move. Fnatic have to keep 3D on their toes. This is really where Fnatic excels, playing the slow, patient game. From what I've seen of them, they're a very careful team. I mean, they'll be aggressive when they need to. Usually they just take their time. Nexus gonna get disrupted. Teleportation in from Trixie as well. Gonna spam that Hex. Nexus is gonna get Hex, but he already took down the tower. Nexus taking a lot of damage as well from the illusions of himself. He's gonna blink out of there, just barely saving that Aegis. The Thunder Lizard is not gonna be enough, although the Hawk is on the chase. Nexus, where are you gonna go, man? He's going to find the perfect hiding spot right in the tier 2 tower. Okay. He's gonna burn the Aegis, but everyone's teleporting back. Boots travel. And Nexus, you gotta get out of there, man. Hopefully not towards the Beastmaster. There's the Roar. Nexus, I don't know if that was the best decision. Teleportation coming in from the Aegis Prophet. Hex is not available. Blinking forward, blinking back actually back to the tower. In the meantime, Lifestealer opening up on the Earthshaker. Even the Darkseer getting really low as well. Disruption is going to set up for the Keeper of Light Blast. Pipe blocking most of that damage, but he's going to run out of mana. He's going to run out of life points as well. Ira going to clean up Solo as well. Solo has stolen Rage, so Ira can't cast any spells, but I'm sure he'll be okay with just right-clicking him down. So Hani and Trixie pulling out of that fight, making it a 3v4, yet still 3D unable to contest with the power of the Lifestealer. That's with no stuns. Roar wasn't available. Hex wasn't available. Hani and Trixie pushing down that mid lane. Going to run straight into Sharfik and Nexus. Nexus in a little bit of trouble. There's the instant Hex. And Hani, does he have a Roar? Yes, he does. Roar from long range. Now Nexus is going to get saved a little bit by the friendly Pugna. Going to pop out the Mantis style. Needs to blink away. Is going to blink away. Very, very good cast of that Decrep by the Pugna, saving his Anti-Mage's life. That Anti-Mage gone down. That would have been Rax's. Now they do have a slimmer, small glimmer of hope. Like Slimmer, Glimmer, one of those immers of hopes. But they lost a tier 2 tower, whereas Fnatic have control of all their tier 2s right now. And Fnatic, you can see, playing the slow patient game. You see, they have the Roar, they have a stacked Lifestealer, they had Hex available, but they're just going to play it safe. And 3D, it is giving more time for the Anti-Mage to farm. He's building up toward the Butterfly, making himself more and more of a threat. But really, Fnatic, there's only one hero that they need to disable, and that's Nexus. Everyone else, yeah, go ahead. Unleash the level 1 Echo Slam. We don't really care. So we're just going to right-click you down while your Anti-Mage is dead, because, well, once your payload is gone, that's it. You have no constant damage. So Anti-Mage, even though he is going to get himself a Butterfly, what he really needs is a BKB. But even then, Roar on the other end. Going to be very, very hard for Nexus to make an impact on this game. All of the focus is going to be on him. Fnatic know that as well. Fnatic, they're taking their time. AC up on Ira, making the pushing a little bit easier. He has a good deal of damage, a lot of minus armor. Now he's probably going to go for a Basher, get a little bit more disable on the board. Not exactly the most reliable, but hey, disable's a disable. Lifestealer is just so darn stacked. Let's take a look at the net worth. Lifestealer, of course, is leading. Anti-Mage not too far behind. But really, the Lifestealer has Rage, and he doesn't have to deal with anything going through that on the 3D side. Except if Roar gets stolen, which isn't isn't out of the realm of impossibility. Considering Beastmaster usually just uses the Roar first. He's very quick. That Rubik could grab that spell and launch it onto the Lifestealer, but that's a lot of things that have to happen correctly for that to happen. The stars really have to align. Mid lane Ira getting a little bit of farm, might be in a little trouble. Something got stolen. It is going to be open wounds, but Disruption is going to save the Lifestealer, and this, oh no, Nether Ward right in the front lines. Not what should have happened, but Sharfik annihilated by that Lifestealer. Does he still have open wounds? No, he does not. Solo is going to get 2-shot, and the Roar is being used on Lolik as well as the Hex. Triple kill for Era. He's going to move straight onto Dread. Just needs one tap for an ultra kill. There's the ultra kill. Anti-Mage Illusions holding out the creep wave. Oh no, one creep got through, and that's going to mean tier 3 tower. That's going to mean Rax's wall of replica to drop, but no time for a vacuum. Instant disruption, 1-hit, 2-hit, rampage from Ira. Nexus trying to help out. Could get an ultimate onto No Tail, but that won't even be enough to kill him. Mid Raxes are gone. The wall kind of separating the team, but they're going to be more than okay with walking through that. Or they're just going to slide up to the top tower. Ira possibly ending the game with a rampage. I really don't see 3D coming back from this. The Butterfly is not up on Anti-Mage, and if he dies, he doesn't have buyback. No one has buyback, actually. They're simply just too poor. Fissure going to fly out. Get the Hawk. Well done, but your mid Raxes are gone, your top Raxes are gone, and Ira can infest for a lot more HP. As soon as he gets a friendly creep, there he goes. Or an enemy creep, that works too. 800 HP, 5k on him. And Hani with another Roar onto Sharfik. They want this Pugna dead. Hex onto Dread as well. They just want to eliminate anyone who they possibly can. Here comes Nexus, going to blink straight forward, but he instantly gets disrupted. That's going to be a lot of anti-mage damage going the way of Fnatic. Now Ira is going to take a vacuum as well as the rest of his team, pulling them together. But really, 3D, where's your damage? That is the problem for them. They don't have any right-click damage that's reliable. No Tail gonna take a blast as well as a Mana Void. So that's something. They lost 2 Raxes. Keeper Horses blasting through Pugna. And Fnatic, they got what they came for and then some. Mid lane carved out, top lane carved out. Now they're just gonna make camp on this bottom lane. They have all the time in the world. Lifestealer is extraordinarily stacked. Can you pick up his Abyssal Blade? It's like 6,000, I think. Right? 67. Wow, that's an expensive item. Takes a Sacred Relic, so, you know, it's got to be expensive. But double damage on Lifestealer. Going to sell Quelling Blade, TP, one of those. One of those items that don't really matter. Disruption onto Solo, and we do have teleportation coming in from the back. Trixie gonna 3-shot the Earthshaker, gonna sprout Sharfik as well. The Roar is gonna fly out. Axe is gonna fly, eliminating that sprout, but Hani's right on Sharfik's ass. Meantime, Nexus is gonna go toe-to-toe with Era, and that is not a fight Nexus could win. Era is just simply 2 stacks. Solo's gonna teleport on out of there, gonna get tagged by the Shadow Poison, but not enough time to actually get disabled. Nexus is gonna blink forward and end Trixie's mega kill. Actually get out of there alive. I'm pretty sure the Nature's Prophet has buyback. No, actually doesn't. He will in 20 seconds. But Ira bought up a Basher, I'm assuming. If I could click on the... Why can't I click on the Courier? No, he's actually going to go for an MKB. Okay, so he knows the Anti-Mage has Butterfly, and Ira just wants to deal the damage, even selling that hand to Midas to buy up the last Demon Edge. Or the Demon Edge. Now double life onto Ira. They have to wait a little bit for the Nature's Prophet to get back up. Knowing Fnatic, they'll be more than happy to do so. Now Beastmaster going to go for Refresher Orb. Sure, roar all you want. Stun a couple people. Let Ira have more time to right click. 3D. Gotta hand it to them. They're being resilient. They're not giving up. They're smoking right near the creep wave, which I don't know if they actually want to do that. They're going to find No Tail, do a little bit of damage, but I think No Tail should be tanky enough to, yeah, at least survive. In the meantime, Ira taking down Rubik all by himself. No Tail is going to go 1v3. He's going to drop. But then again, doesn't have much support. Hani can open up with the Roar onto Lolik. Sharfik is going to take another Roar as well. Hani completing that Refresher Orb already. There's the Echo Slam, but he's had to take a lot of damage to do that, and he's going to go down. Keeper Light's going to take an ultimate, and he's going to drop as well, but Nexus starting to do the damage. Where is Ira? He really needs to get here. Hani is going to drop as well. Ira was busy dealing with the Darkseer. And now Trixie trying to run in circles. There's the open moons, but a blink is up on Nexus. No Hex available, no Roars. 3D take a much better fight than they have been taking, but still lost 4 heroes. Picked up a couple kills along the way. Forced out a buyback from Nature's Prophet. No, they didn't. Why do I keep on assuming that these buybacks are coming out? Someone bought back. Keeper of the Light bought back. There we go. Keeper of the Light is going for a Hex, so, yeah, it's not looking good for you, 3D. Lifestealer wasn't even in that fight, and you picked off the Shadow Demon right away, and yet the fight didn't go well for you. But Fnatic being Fnatic, going to draw this out. Come on, just push in and win. You know you can. Maybe they're going to wait for the Refresher Orb. They should just go to the bot lane. I don't know why they're actually sticking around up here. Even Mask and Madness on Nature's Prophet, Monkey King Bar. He's going to go straight through that evasion as well. Yeah, they could just sit on this bot lane and wait till these tier 4 towers drop. I mean, this one's almost dead already. And that'll take, like, what, 2 minutes? Max? Until they find an opening. Or they could find an opening this way. Send the Greater Hawk towards the fountain. Open up from behind. I don't think the Beastmaster is actually strong enough to solo kill that many people. Oh, there goes the Hawk. Never mind then. Fnatic seem to be avoiding the bot lane, actually. Not exactly sure what that's all about. Top lane is pushing organically. Mid lane is pushing by itself as well. Bot lane's the only one that's not. But now it is. Here we go. Ira on the front lines. Trucking down the creep wave. And screw the creep wave. We're going to go straight for the Raxes. Instantly popping off that rage. Demolishing this tower. Solo popping off rage as well. Just to have some solidarity, but Lifestealer already took down the tower, hasn't aged, so he's not going to care about taking all these spells. Friendly Disruption, Wall of Replica is going to drop onto No Tail and Fly, but really, it's not going to be enough. Roar onto Nexus, and a second Roar is going to fly. No, where's the second Roar? Onto Nexus as well. Double Roar onto Nexus, but he's not taking any damage. Where's the right clicks? Doesn't matter. There goes the horses. Fnatic Era is the one to actually bring him down. And there's the GG well played from Dread. 3D 42-14, finally calling it a GG. Fnatic beating their enemies to death extraordinarily slowly. They had a stacked Nature's Prophet, a stacked Lifestealer, all the initiation in the world from Hani. Shiva's Guard on Beekeeper of the Light. 38 minutes to do it, but a win is a win. Fnatic tie it up 1-1 versus the 3D clan. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe. If you didn't, let me know what I could do better as far as my casting goes, or what you want to see in the future. Moving on to game number 3 to decide who takes the win in the set. GG, guys.